Have you ever noticed some mornings that first step onto the cold floor makes you pause a little because of the numbness, because of a tingling pain in the sole of your foot, or because your ankle just doesn't seem to listen anymore? And the strange thing is, you're still getting enough sleep, still eating regularly, so why are your legs losing sensation more and more? That feeling of missing a step on the stairs, tripping over a small rug right in your own home, or having to grab onto the kitchen counter to keep your balance as soon as you turn around. That's not just about age. It's a sign that the small blood vessels in your legs are weakening, your nerves are starting to lose sensitivity, and your muscles aren't getting nourished like they used to. But the good news is, you don't need to reach for expensive pills. You don't have to learn complicated exercises either, because there's an incredibly powerful herb, anti-inflammatory, blood circulation boosting, nerve protecting, recognized by the WHO, EMA, and NCCIH. And you might just have it in your kitchen in the form of a small, white, pungent clove. It's not ginger, and it's not turmeric. Interestingly, while many foods are only strong in nutrition or flavor, there's a very familiar spice, used daily in millions of American homes, that's quietly doing things that even some prescription medications can't fully accomplish. Dilating small blood vessels in the legs, reducing joint inflammation, and even improving sensory nerve conduction. That spice is garlic. Garlic isn't just something that makes food flavorful. In traditional Eastern medicine, it's seen as a natural antibiotic. And in modern Western medicine, it has been seriously studied by major organizations like the WHO, the European Medicines Agency, EMA, and even the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, NCCIH. But what's remarkable here isn't just its reputation, it's that people over 60, those who often experience cold feet, joint pain, loss of sensation in their toes, or a feeling like blood isn't reaching their feet, are precisely the group that benefits most from the active compounds in garlic, from allicin to S-allylcysteine, SRC, from improving microcirculation to antioxidant protection for nerves. All have been proven in numerous studies. And the great thing is, you don't need to take medication to get these benefits. Just apply it correctly, with a few cloves of garlic in your daily meals, or choose a more suitable form if your stomach is sensitive, and it's enough to start a significant recovery process for your legs. In the next section, we'll sequentially explore 6 powerful mechanisms of garlic on common leg problems, from blood vessels and nerves to swelling, inflammation, and even joints. And don't miss the final part, where you'll be guided through an easy-to-follow 4-week journey at home to transform this seemingly small spice into a silent companion that helps you walk lighter and more steadily every day. Are you ready to discover the first benefit? Yes, let's start with number 1. Garlic helps dilate blood vessels, increasing blood flow to the legs. Have you ever wondered why your feet often feel cold at night? Or every time you stand up after sitting for a long time, your legs feel numb, sluggish, like they haven't woken up yet? Most likely, it's not because your muscles are weak, but because not enough blood is reaching your legs. And if blood flow is the highway carrying oxygen and nutrients to nourish every muscle fiber, every nerve in your legs, then garlic is the road expander, helping blood circulate more easily. Science calls this vasodilation, an extremely important mechanism. When you eat garlic, especially crushed garlic, which releases the active compound allicin, your body will increase the production of nitric oxide, NO, and hydrogen sulfide, 2 biological gases capable of softening and dilating blood vessel walls. As a result, blood can easily thread its way down to the smallest vessels in the soles of your feet and nourish the calf muscles, areas prone to cramps or fatigue after walking. A study in the US showed that after just 2 months of daily supplementation with 200 milligrams of aged garlic extract, the function of the vascular endothelium, the inner lining of blood vessel walls, was significantly restored in patients with coronary artery disease. This is a very positive sign because when the endothelium is healthy, it helps blood vessels become more flexible and elastic, meaning blood flows to the legs more quickly and consistently. Does that sound familiar? Many older adults often complain, "I don't have any illness, I just feel like there's never enough blood in my legs." And the answer may not lie in the joints nor in the muscles, but precisely in the blood flow to the legs no longer being as smooth as before. That's not all. When circulation is improved, blood pressure from the heart to the legs also stabilizes, helping to reduce slight swelling in the ankles and ease the feeling of heavy legs, especially at the end of the day. A meta-analysis of 12 randomized controlled clinical trials, RCTs, confirmed that garlic helps reduce systolic blood pressure by an average of 8 mmHg in people with high blood pressure. This is not only good for the heart, but also reduces the burden on the venous system in the legs, especially for those with mild varicose veins. Just imagine just a small clove of garlic with dinner consistently every day. It's like you're opening the valve for the circulatory system in your legs to work more smoothly. The feeling of numbness, coldness, tingling toes will gradually recede. Are you experiencing heavy legs every afternoon? Or do you feel like your legs are made of lead after standing for a long time? Don't be quick to blame age. Sometimes simply improving the blood flow will make your legs feel light again. So you've just seen how garlic can dilate blood vessels, helping blood flow to your legs more smoothly and consistently. But let's not stop there, because clearing the path is good, but keeping the path from being eroded or blocked is the most important thing. Ready for the second effect? Number 2, preventing leg arteries from being blocked by bad fat and plaque. There's a silent destroyer that many people over 60 don't even notice: atherosclerosis in the legs. It doesn't cause obvious pain like knee joints. It doesn't sting sharply like sciatica. But once the blood vessels nourishing the legs become atherosclerotic, blood flow will be hindered, causing cold legs, easy cramps, and loss of strength when walking. Garlic, surprisingly, is one of the natural saviors that helps prevent this from happening. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, and the European Medicines Agency, EMA, garlic has the ability to reduce LDL cholesterol by 5 to 10%. This is the bad cholesterol that can penetrate artery walls and initiate the process of plaque formation. Not only that, garlic also inhibits the oxidation of lipoproteins, a crucial step that causes LDL to become altered and stick to the artery walls, forming dangerous atherosclerotic plaques. If you've ever heard the term peripheral artery disease, that's the severe consequence of this process. It not only makes it difficult for blood to reach the legs, but can also lead to tissue necrosis if not detected early. A small clinical study once tried giving garlic to people with peripheral artery disease and compared it to a group that did not. The results were not strong enough for a definitive conclusion, but they did show a trend of improved pain-free walking ability, meaning it helped them walk longer without feeling tired or numb in their legs as before. Do you find yourself walking less than before? Just 5 minutes and your legs already feel muscle strain, heavy, and you want to stop? That could very well be an early warning sign from the blood vessels in your legs, and supplementing with garlic regularly, correctly, is a simple step to intervene early, keeping your blood vessels soft and clear. In other words, if we compare blood vessels to a watering hose for the garden called legs, then garlic not only helps the water flow stronger, vasodilation, but also prevents dirt and algae from accumulating in the pipes, atherosclerosis, protecting that flow sustainably over the years. Do you want to continue exploring the third ability, antiplatelet aggregation, helping blood to be slightly thinner and increasing microcirculation all the way to the soles of your feet? If so, let's move on to number 3 right now. Now, with blood flowing smoothly and blood vessels kept clean, do you know what happens if platelet cells clump together too quickly? That's when blood flow, even if the path is clear, can still be obstructed by tiny cotton balls forming inside, what we call microclots. At age 60 and above, a common occurrence is blood becomes thicker. It's not that you're not drinking enough water, it's that platelets, the cells responsible for blood clotting, become more sensitive, easily activated by stress, inflammation, or even just slightly high blood pressure. What's the result? Microclots form in the tiny capillaries, like in the soles of your feet, at the tips of your toes. They're not large enough to cause a stroke, but they're enough to make your legs gradually numb, lose sensation, or feel pins and needles when you lie down at night. Now you understand why your blood vessel checks show normal, but your legs are still often aching or cold, right? Fortunately, allicin, an active compound in garlic, helps inhibit two important substances that make platelets stick together: thromboxane A2 and ADP. Simply put, garlic makes the blood a little thinner, a little smoother, and thus helps blood reach even the furthest areas, like the soles of your feet or between your toes. In fact, the WHO has warned people taking anticoagulants to be cautious if consuming a lot of garlic, because this effect is strong enough to increase the effectiveness of medication, causing blood to flow longer if scratched. So consider this a double-edged sword. It's very good if you use the right dose. For example, 1 crushed garlic clove daily, or 300 to 600 milliliters of aged garlic extract. But you need to consult a doctor if you're taking aspirin, warfarin, or clopidogrel. It's interesting that many people over 60 experience loss of sensation in their feet, thinking it's due to diabetes or nerve weakness. But actually, part of the reason comes from a decrease in microcirculation in the soles of the feet, something garlic can help improve if used correctly and persistently for 4 to 6 weeks. Have you ever felt your soles of your feet colder than usual, or walked on a tiled floor without clearly feeling the temperature? If so, then the microcirculation in your legs is starting to weaken. And garlic, though just a small ingredient in the kitchen, is doing something bigger than you think, keeping every tiny capillary in your legs nourished with blood, thereby keeping your sensory nerves functioning normally. You've clearly seen, garlic not only clears the path, but also keeps the blood flow smooth, unblocked at the smallest turns on the journey to your legs. And that's not all. After blood has been well conducted and not blocked by microclots, what do you think needs to be protected next? Not the blood vessels anymore, but the nerves, the delicate electrical wires running down your legs, helping you feel the ground, maintain balance, know when there's a sharp object under your foot. But unfortunately, after age 60, these nerves are silently attacked every day, not by knives or injuries, but by the very process of chronic inflammation and oxidation occurring within the body. Number 4, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, protecting the sensory nerves of the legs. If you've ever experienced tingling, crawling sensations or prickling in your legs, especially when resting or at night, it's very likely your peripheral nerves have started to deteriorate, and this is where garlic plays one of its most valuable roles that few people know about: gently and persistently anti-inflammatory, protecting nerve cells from gradual destruction over time. A 2023 research overview shows that the active compound S-allylcysteine, SAC, in garlic has the ability to reduce inflammatory cytokines like IL-6, TNF-A, which are the culprits that trigger the inflammatory cascade damaging nerves, reduce lipid peroxide, helping to protect nerve cell membranes from rusting by free radicals. A study on diabetic mice, a group at high risk for nerve degeneration, showed that garlic supplementation helped improve nerve conduction velocity in the legs, equivalent to reconnecting a short-circuited wire. Although it's preclinical research, it explains many clinical observations. Many patients reported that they felt a reduction in tingling sensations and night cramps after about 8 to 12 weeks of using aged garlic extract. Do you see yourself among them? Have you ever experienced your legs twitching spontaneously while sleeping, or having to get up in the middle of the night to massage them due to prolonged cramps? If so, remember that part of the reason comes from the nerves no longer being well protected, and if nothing is done, each such night will subtly take away a little sensation, a little balance, a little of your ability to stand steadily. Garlic is not a miracle drug, but with its ability to reduce inflammation, act as an antioxidant, and protect nerve cells, it's like a thin but durable armor, helping the nerves in your legs not wear down over the years. Just one small clove every day or a standardized extract capsule after a meal, you are doing something big, keeping your legs able to continue feeling life on the ground safely, steadily, and lightly. After we've taken care of the vascular system, addressed clotting, inflammation, and protected the nerves, you might think everything's settled, but it's not. There's still another silent culprit quietly eroding the strength of your legs every day: high blood sugar and high blood fats. And now you'll see why garlic can help keep legs healthy for older adults in an indirect but persistent way. Number 5, garlic helps regulate blood sugar and blood fats, indirectly protecting leg muscles and joints from complications. Imagine this: you're eating normally, feeling nothing unusual. But if your fasting blood sugar is consistently above 110 mg DL, or your triglycerides are excessively high, then the small blood vessels in your legs, sensory nerves, and muscles are all being pushed towards early degeneration. Why is this? When blood sugar is high, your body has to secrete more insulin to process it. But over time, if insulin resistance occurs, your muscles no longer absorb enough energy and begin to gradually shrink. When triglycerides increase, excess fat accumulates in your vessel walls, causing atherosclerosis, reducing blood supply to your muscles, especially in your legs, which are already far from the heart and have weaker circulation. And that's where garlic steps in as a silent cleanser. According to a compilation from the WHO and NCCIH, fresh garlic, 2 to 5 g a day, about 1-2 cloves, or standardized garlic powder capsules, 300 to 1000 mg a day, can help gently reduce fasting blood sugar, thanks to its effect of increasing insulin sensitivity. At the same time, garlic gently reduces triglycerides and LDL, bad cholesterol, by 5 to 10%, a seemingly small amount but significant if maintained regularly for several months. The interesting thing is, garlic isn't a fast-acting blood sugar-lowering drug like metformin or a statin, but it rarely causes side effects if used correctly. It doesn't hit hard, but knocks gently, adjusting physiology persistently, naturally, and precisely thanks to this stability, damage to small blood vessels in the feet, nerve damage due to diabetes, or reduced energy absorption into muscles are all prevented early. Did you know many cases of night cramps, tingling in the soles of the feet, or muscle weakness aren't due to lack of activity, but because high blood sugar and blood fats are subtly affecting organs far from the heart, like the legs? Garlic doesn't replace medication, but it provides a foundational support for those who want to control these issues early from the root. Especially for people over 60, maintaining stable blood sugar and blood fats daily isn't a distant goal. Just a correctly used garlic clove and a few minutes of walking after meals. And if you've made it this far, you'll definitely want to discover the final point, also a tall, small secret that few people consider. Number 6, garlic also helps with local antibacterial and antifungal action, protecting your feet from common ailments in older adults. Let's continue. After all that garlic has done inside the body, from blood vessels and nerves to metabolism, you might be thinking, that's more than enough. But garlic's role isn't over yet, because in addition to protecting your legs from within, garlic also has an incredibly practical, simple, and effective power. That is, protecting your feet from the outside. If you've ever suffered from athlete's foot, itchy cracks between your toes, or persistent foot odor, especially after wearing shoes for a long time, then this part is for you. In older adults, the skin layer is thinner, blood vessels under the skin are weaker, and sweat glands function erratically, coupled with less frequent sock changes and prolonged shoe wear. The risk of fungal and bacterial infections in the feet is very common. Therefore, maintaining foot hygiene and preventing mild infections with home ingredients is incredibly necessary. And garlic, with its essential oil containing allicin, is one of the strongest natural antibiotics in the kitchen. According to in vitro laboratory research, garlic strongly inhibits bacterial strains that cause foot ulcers, such as Staphylococcus aureus, and fungi such as Trichophyton rubrum, the main culprits causing athlete's foot, foot odor, and peeling between toes. Many rural families in the past in the US used garlic-infused oil as a natural topical remedy. The method is very simple. Crush 2 cloves of garlic and soak them in 30 ml of olive oil in a glass jar. Let it sit for 24 hours, then filter out the solids. Before use, test on a small skin area to check for irritation. If safe, apply a very thin layer to the areas between your toes, especially in the evening, after washing and thoroughly drying your feet. No need for harshness, just consistently for 5 minutes every night. Many people who have used this method shared that the unpleasant odor significantly reduced after a few days, the itching and burning sensation disappeared, and the skin between the toes also became softer, no longer cracked. Of course, if you have open wounds, deep ulcers, or severe diabetes, you should consult a doctor first. But for mild, persistent cases like recurring athlete's foot or unexplained foot odor, garlic is an inexpensive and safe savior. From the endothelium lining your blood vessels to the tiny capillaries in your toes, the small nerve fibers, to your skin, toenails, and even body odor, garlic has proven that it's not just a spice. It's a silent protector, supporting your legs every day, gently, persistently, and entirely naturally. But to unleash its full power, you need to know how to use it correctly, safely, and consistently. And this is where we'll explore a simple 4-week routine at home with garlic to help your legs become healthier, warmer, and more stable with every step. Are you wondering where to start? It all sounds great. Allicin, SAC, vasodilation, anti-inflammatory. But how do you turn a clove of garlic in your kitchen into real benefits for your legs? Don't worry, this is a simple, safe 4-week routine that has been adjusted to suit people over 60. No special equipment, no complicated diet, just a little discipline and consistency. In the first week, the most important thing is to gently get acquainted with garlic. You can start by adding 1 crushed fresh garlic clove to your dinner each day. Remember to let the garlic sit for about 10 minutes after crushing to allow the allicin to form. Then you can eat it with rice, drizzle it over boiled vegetables, or mix it with olive oil or mashed avocado, depending on your taste. If you're not used to fresh garlic or are concerned about stomach irritation, a standardized garlic powder capsule at a dose of 300 milligrams is an alternative. Just take it after your main meal. In the first week, avoid increasing the dose quickly, especially if you are taking anticoagulants like warfarin or aspirin. 1 clove a day is enough for your body to start adjusting. In the second week, continue with the same amount of garlic, but start incorporating an important element: gentle exercise after dinner. About 30-45 minutes after eating, take a slow walk indoors or around your yard for about 10 to 15 minutes. Combining allicin from garlic and walking will help stimulate the production of nitric oxide, the active compound that dilates blood vessel walls, increasing circulation in the lower limbs. Your legs will begin to feel lighter, less swollen, especially in the evening, and you'll gradually feel, "Oh, I think it's easier for me to walk now." By the third week, if in the first 2 weeks you haven't experienced issues like heartburn, bloating, or indigestion, you can slightly increase the dosage. For fresh garlic, increase to 2 cloves per day, divided evenly into 2 meals. If you're using aged garlic extract capsules, you can take 600 milligrams every day, divided into 2 doses after meals. In addition to continuing your post-meal walks, you should add a small exercise in the evening. Flex and extend your ankles 10 times per side before going to bed. This exercise will support blood circulation from your legs back to your heart, reduce the risk of swelling, and help prevent night cramps, a very common issue after age 60. A small tip: keep soft slippers by your bed, and each evening before going to sleep, gently stroke your ankles, then do this exercise. It only takes 2 minutes, but the benefits last all night. And then, in the 4th week, this is when you start caring for your feet from the outside. In addition to continuing to consume garlic orally as in previous weeks, you can prepare a jar of topical garlic oil. The method is very simple. Crush 2 cloves of garlic, soak them in 30 milliliters of olive oil in a clean glass jar, let it sit for 24 hours, then filter out the garlic solids. Each evening, after washing and thoroughly drying your feet, take a small amount of this oil and gently rub it into the soles of your feet, especially the areas between your toes, where it tends to be damp, fungal, or itchy. The pungent smell of garlic will soften in the oil, and many users have shared. After applying for a few days, my feet smelled less, the skin was softer, and I didn't feel the tingling anymore. Ending 4 weeks, you will have formed a habit of caring for your legs both internally and externally, improving blood circulation, helping your foot skin stay healthy and less itchy, and supporting a reduction in numbness and an increase in clear sensation in the soles of your feet. Especially for those who have experienced tingling sensations when walking or cold feet at night, after 4 to 6 weeks of persistence, you will see a clear difference. Of course, to maintain long-term results, you can continue to use garlic for another 2 to 3 months at a dose suitable for your body. But right now, after 4 weeks, you can personally verify, do my legs feel more stable, less swollen, or simply feel more comfortable when stepping out of bed each morning? If the answer is yes, then congratulations. You've found a simple, inexpensive, and easy to implement herbal assistant right from your own kitchen. After all we've explored together, the benefits of garlic for legs after age 60 can be summarized with a simple image: a silent protector, caring for every blood vessel, every nerve ending, every joint in your legs, every day without fuss. Garlic helps dilate small blood vessels, increasing circulation to the furthest areas like the soles of the feet. It gently lowers blood pressure, reducing the burden on leg veins that are already weakened by age. Garlic also acts as an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, protecting the endothelium and nerves, helping to reduce numbness, tingling, and improve endurance when walking. What's more, it also makes blood a little thinner, thereby helping to prevent tiny blood clots, the silent cause of capillary blockage that nourishes muscles. For people with diabetes, garlic also helps stabilize blood sugar and blood fats, indirectly slowing leg complications. And if used correctly, garlic can even protect foot skin from nail fungus, foot odor, and minor ulcers between the toes. All these benefits from a simple, familiar ingredient, just a few grams every day. And if you maintain it regularly, correctly, as in the 4-week routine, then without expensive solutions, your legs can still be strong and stable every morning. So before seeking more complex therapies, try opening that jar of garlic in your kitchen again. Don't overlook it. Don't let such a simple thing be forgotten, while your legs need the gentlest support. If you found this content helpful, feel free to leave a comment, share your feelings after applying these tips, and don't forget to follow for more gentle yet effective health insights for those aged 60 plus. Wishing you a steady, light day and enough warmth from the soles of your feet to your heart.